Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 28th. I know I'm doing this a day early, just because I got something going on tomorrow. But just wanted to kind of update everybody. So, this past Friday I weighed in at 503. Well, got on the scale. Been kind of getting on the scale, just checking myself, kind of as each day goes by, just to see where I'm at. So the last few days I've been coming in at 501 pounds. So that's great, but my goal is when I get on the scale this Friday, I want to try to weigh at 499 or less. In other words, getting out of the 500 pound range. So, that's what I'm going to try to do. And we'll just see what happens. And, if we don't get it, this Friday, we're definitely going to plan on getting it for the next Friday. But I just want to, I'm really tired of being in the 500 pound range. I want to get out of the 500 pound range and get down into the 400s and eventually get out of the 400s, although that will take some work. I've been having enough trouble as it is, just trying to, get below my 1 year goal weight, which was 511, which I'm below it, but I haven't gotten too far away from it in 3 months. So hopefully, considering that I smashed through that plateau last week, hopefully we can keep that trend going and just keep my weight going down. So anyway, I'll be back with you Friday morning. We'll do the weigh-in, and I'll let you know my final thoughts afterwards, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Hello. It's ready.
Come on, 499 or less.
$499.2 pounds.
Okay, great. Let's do another one, just double check. But that's awesome. I like that. Come on, goodbye.
Hello. It's ready. $499.0 pounds.
All right, awesome. I am less than 500 pounds. That is great. That is awesome. Totally cool. Good morning. It is January 30th on this Friday. My name's Adam, for those of you who didn't know. Any case, so I got on the scale this morning and I actually managed to achieve my micro goal of getting under 500 pounds. I got down to 499. So I'm happy with where I'm at right now. But, of course, being that I'm at 499, I can just as easily go back up to 500, which I do not want to do. So I'm going to keep pressing on. But, one of the things I did to kind of get here when I took my terzepatide dosage this past Monday, that's when I usually take my injections. I usually take them on Mondays. But when I took it, because the last time I think I overdid the dosage. I went from, I'd been taking 100 units for along, for about a good 3 months at least, and then my it seemed like it wasn't working, so I went up to 125, and I might have done that too quickly, which caused me some minor stomach issues for a couple of days. But I noticed it did. It kind of made me feel like I almost did the first time I started taking it. So rather than taking 125 units this past time, this past Monday, I dialed it back just a little bit to take 115 units instead. So and I did. A short time after taking it, my stomach did feel something in my stomach, but it was short lived. I mean, it probably lasted an hour or two. So I think probably going forward for now, I'm going to just stick with 115 and see if I can keep getting decent results with that. And really, I want to keep going. I don't want to just stop at 499 because I'm 1 pound away from 500, but I want to get as far away from 500 as I can. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on doing, is trying to keep myself as far from 500 as I can and get down eventually maybe into the lower 400s and even into the 300s. I want to take this as far as I can get it. So but anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and for those of you that do, because I know I haven't had many views on it, and I've been kind of asking myself, what's the point in doing this? But I just wanted to kind of put it out there. And I mean, I know there are other personal blogs out there that are probably more exciting than mine, and that's fine. I'm not doing it for the views or anything, but I'm just kind of doing this just to kind of show people, hey, weight loss is possible, and it hasn't been since I reached my goal back in October. It hasn't been as easy to lose, and I'm glad I'm where I'm at now. So that being at 499, that's 112 pounds I've lost since I started back in October of 2024, and since I reached my goal in October 2025, since then I've lost 12 pounds. So it's taken me a while to get here, but I'm gonna still keep fighting to go lower, and I really want to do that. And this of course is just something I want to do for myself. But if I can get my weight down to something that's very reasonable, and I personally overall at the when all is said and done, I would be comfortable between 250 and 280 if I got down to that. But honest to goodness, if I could go lower than that, get down to 220, that's what I weighed when I graduated high school. But if it comes down, if the weight keeps coming off after I reach that point, then okay, great. But 250 to 280, I would be comfortable with. But if I can get myself down to that weight, one thing I've wanted to do, and I've always had, ever since I was a kid, ever since I was like 9 or 10 years old, I've always had a fascination with professional wrestling. Now, I'm 48 right now, so I know, the human body is not really all that capable of taking bumps and everything. I'm not saying I want to get in the ring and be a pro wrestler, and please don't take it like I'm trying to be, have delusions of grandeur of becoming this big, famous, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm keeping my head and my feet firmly grounded in reality, because one thing I was thinking about doing was going to school to learn how to become a wrestling manager or even a referee, so yeah, I can run my mouth if I want to, and that's something, if I can get a little bit more training on how to run my mouth and get under people's skin, and kind of help my client to win his match by hook or by crook, and then maybe get my comeuppance at the end of the match where the babyface kind of clocks me in the head and gets the fans to cheering because I just got waylaid in the middle of the ring. Hey, to me that would be fun. That's something I wouldn't mind at least giving a try. And I'm, of course, not looking at WWE or anything, but I mean saying, maybe on the independent circuit somewhere, just locally, so something to do on the side, not quit my day job, that kind of thing. But again, that is only if I can reach that and get to that point, and I'm not anywhere near that right now. So, if I'm into my 50s and do it, we'll see what I'm feeling like then. But that's what I would love to do. That's childhood dream. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You still gotta work and pay the bills. That's the important thing. And so. But in any case, yeah, I just want to. I know this final segment's running a little bit longer than normal, and I apologize about that. But I do want to give another shout out to Lucky Lake Peptides. Take a look. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll go ahead again and close by saying, keep pushing, keep fighting, and never give up. And I'll catch you next time.